What is going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? I don't usually live stream like that. So excuse me for technical difficulties, but I think I'm good. Leave a 1 in the chat box if you guys can hear me good. Today's going to be an interesting video. I'm going to be diving into some interesting topics. I genuinely believe that this will be the biggest super cycle we've ever experienced in all crypto. I'm not saying that from any type of over exaggerating perspective. I have data to back that information up. I have a lot of data to back that information up, and I'm going to answer a couple questions. I'm going to be answering, should you sell all of your crypto? Should you sell all of your cryptocurrency? Should you hold? Should you buy? How to buy? You know, where do I go? What altcoins? I'm going to try to answer all of those questions. And of course, I'm going to get dirty in the chat box, and we're going to talk as much as you guys need to about whatever problems you're going through or whatever solutions you might have for me. So it's going to be a beautiful conversation. If you guys could just do me a favor for 1 second, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend. You guys know what's up. I talk about cryptocurrency, I talk about business. My goal is to make money so that we can achieve freedom together. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been making a lot of money. I don't know about you guys, but I've been making a killing off of cryptocurrency. It's great to be alive. I mean, look, even when I lose money, it's great to be alive. Don't get me wrong, but it feels great to make some money and be alive at the same time. What did you guys do this morning? Leave it in the chat box below, because I was, people are saying it's low, because I was in, what do they call, the ice bath, man. That was crazy. Let me turn this up a little bit for you guys. Boom, boom, boom. How do you guys hear? Checking, 1, 2, 3, check it. I know you guys can hear now. I just turned it up. But I was in the ice bath this morning. I was like, and I felt, it's crazy. I mean, the ice baths are pretty, okay. So I do a lot of hardcore stuff. Like I ran a marathon one time. And like these workouts are pretty absurd. Like last Sunday, I like threw up during a workout, like crazy workouts. I like to push myself a lot. But ice baths are another level. Let me say it again. Ice baths are like, you can never get used to ice baths. Like it sucks. It really sucks. Like when you go in, you have to like dedicate all of your mental fortitude to not like passing out. Like it sucks. So I had a great start to my day. I've been doing it every single day. I bought this big ice bath thing, this huge ice bath thing. And yeah, when that comes in, I'm gonna be ecstatic. I'm gonna do like 2 ice baths a day. But of course, today we're gonna be talking about cryptocurrency specifically. I'm gonna go into everything I possibly can to prepare you guys for success in this bull run super cycle that's happening right now in front of your face. I put it in the title, and I am not over exaggerating. I genuinely believe this is the biggest cycle. Let me say it one more time for the people in the back, behind the back, and the cyber background, that this is the biggest crypto cycle we have ever experienced since 2010. I'm being genuine. I'm being honest. We have never had, I repeat, we have never had a Bitcoin ETF. I want you guys for a second to realize what that means. Just realize that we have the most legitimate confirmation in any financial asset class on planet Earth. If you look at gold and the price of gold, when they got approved for an ETF, the price of gold went crazy. When I mean crazy, I mean it's basically all of the biggest percentages gold has ever had came from a gold ETF. The biggest return ever came from a gold ETF. So we just got a Bitcoin ETF. So your grandpa that's been telling you that cryptocurrency is a scam, and all of your buddies on Wall Street that's been saying cryptocurrency is a scam, man, it's a Ponzi scheme, I lost a whole bunch of money, they are now in denial, officially. There is no other way. There's no other way you could argue we have Bitcoin as legal tender for a country. Let me say it again. Bitcoin is legal tender for El Salvador. Like we're talking about like the main currency of the country. Like the whole country has adopted Bitcoin as legal tender. We have a public company, Coinbase, that trades cryptocurrencies only. That's a public company in the stock market. Just think about that. The only exchange It's a public company in the American stock market. We have a Bitcoin ETF. That means, and this is crazy part, but I haven't figured it out yet. But that does mean that I could go to my parents and be like, hey, let's take your retirement and let's buy the Bitcoin ETF, because that is crazy to me. That is crazy, because if you pull any money out, they have to pay taxes. So I could simply, with people's retirements, because there's a lot of people I talk to with a lot of money. With their retirements, there was never any way where I could get them to buy crypto, like ever. Like there was no other way to get them to buy crypto. Now we have the Bitcoin ETF, and this is a game changer. This is a game changer. This is a game changer. Let me try to answer some questions here. Yeah, it's still, sound's still low. No, it's not. Yeah, my microphone's falling down. Yeah, you guys want to come fix my microphone? Come fix it. Come fix it. I could turn it up a little bit too. What you got? Didn't I say everything's going down? I don't know where you got that information from. I've been bullish for probably almost a year now. I've been only bullish. I never said anything bearish at all. There was a time I was bearish, but that was during the bear run. Since I started buying Pendle, which was like, I started buying Pendle August, I've been nothing but bullish, and that's 2023. Probably before that. I don't remember exactly. I don't remember the exact date. We missed you, Alexander. Much respect. What's up, man? Hope you're having it going. You know, I've been training. I've been training myself. I've been becoming a better person. This cycle is about to be crazy. XLR is about to pop off. What's your biggest bag? Pendle Finance, but it won't be for long. Probably going to take some profits. Not sure. Still thinking about that decision. What's going on with Myra? Nothing. Nothing's going on with Myra. I'm about to go on a rant. I got to talk about it. So we live in a society. I got to say it. Do we still have 4-year cycles? I'm going to be answering all these questions, guys. Do me a favor. Like the video. We only have 47 likes. It'd be amazing if we can get that a couple hundred. Like the video. Share it with a friend. Let's try to get this to as many people as possible. It's going to be very interesting. I want to talk about, you know, all the big questions that people are going into. I want to go into, like, you know, should we sell? I saw some influencers. I'm not going to call anyone out, but I saw like 2 big influencers. They were like, I'm going to sell my crypto. And I'm just like, okay, what's the reasoning behind that? There could be a reason. Like, I could be wrong, but I have not found a good reason behind selling crypto. I have not found any good reason. The data is not saying anything. I don't see anything. If anyone can show me the data, I mean, I don't look at technical analysis. I think that's like a short-term game. But long-term, if you guys can show me any data that shows that the Bitcoin is going to fall, then I'll hear you, because I don't want to lose money. I want to make money. I don't know about you guys. I want to make money. So I want to make sure I'm not tripping. Is Doge a good play? No. Okay. Price predictions for Moonbeam. I don't care about. I care about you. I just don't care about those coins. It's very difficult for me to put together an actual price prediction. All right. Once we get to 100 likes, I'm going to start this video. We're at 69. Do me a favor. If you guys could take a quick second, there's about 200 people in here, and like the video. Like the video. I don't know if you guys noticed as well, I've been spending the majority of my time on Instagram. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, my Instagram @name is Alexander on Crypto. You'll be able to see my most up-to-date content. Instagram has been my most up-to-date. The best 2 social medias to follow me on is YouTube and Instagram. We are on YouTube right now. YouTube allows me to do better videos, longer videos, things like that Instagram does not allow. So they're both really good. But, you know, follow me on both and you'll get kind of the entire scoop. Also, before we jump into the actual live stream, we're starting soon. If you guys want, I'm going to drop a link for you in the chat box. This link will send you over to my new and improved coin picks. So I have 2 separate groups. One is for people that have above $2,000 to invest. One is for people that have below $2,000 to invest. If you guys click it, I'm actually dropping a course, a complete course. I forgot the titles of, let me pull up the titles of the course. You guys know what's going on. So this course is happening in both groups. So it doesn't matter what group you go for. You should purchase the group based off of the amount of money you have in crypto. If you do want to purchase a course, you don't have to purchase a course. It's on you. I think education is important. I think it's very important. I think taking things to a professional level is extremely important. And I think a lot of people will lose money and lose thousands of dollars because they don't have education, because they don't have someone holding them accountable. It's as simple as that. You know, I've been on a fitness journey, right? And you guys know, if you've been here for a while, I've been on a fitness journey for like years, right? But recently I've been getting way more results because I just have coaches screaming at me in the face. And that's what I think a lot of people need in crypto. I've been doing this full time for 4 years. And in Inner Circle, we have this new system. Now, there's two groups. We have CoinPix Army and Inner Circle. I do want to briefly talk about Inner Circle because I just recently put this into place. I have about 190 members right now. Once it gets to 200 members, I'm increasing the price of the course to $397. And every 25 members after that, there will be a big price bump. In CoinPix Inner Circle, I will never, ever, ever, ever have above 300 members ever again. Why? Because Inner Circle is real coaching. So this is me actually reaching out to you personally and going through your crypto journey, looking at, you know, what your liabilities, your assets, looking at the 360 perspective of what you are doing with your crypto for real. That is what you get with Inner Circle. Not only that, you get everything else. You get buy calls, sell calls, you get education, you get a community of dedicated researchers, to the point where if they're not dedicated, I usually will remove them from the group. It's on that level of education. If you're serious, this is where you go, CoinPix Inner Circle. But I do not recommend people jump into CoinPix Inner Circle unless you have a minimum of $2,000 invested into the market. And I think it's going to be really crazy and people are going to kick themselves in the butt when we get up to the higher. Once I get like 250 members, the price is going to be very expensive. The more people that come in, the less time I have for myself. So I repeat, I will increase the price by large numbers, even 1,000 a month. I wouldn't be surprised, 2,000 a month, things like that. So be careful, okay? Not taking advantage now, for real. Now, if this sounds a little bit too much for you and you don't want me screaming at you in the face, like, hey, get your crypto stuff done, then take the hands-off group. There's a hands-off group, CoinPix Army, which is $10 a month. This is for people that usually have less than $2,000 in crypto. And it's very simple. I give you my buy calls, my sell calls. I give you pretty much everything that you get besides the coaching. If you want coaching, that's Inner Circle. If you just want education, that's Army, CoinPix Army. And both groups are in this link right here. I'm going to drop the link for you guys. Take advantage, take advantage, take advantage. I'm about to start the actual live stream, guys. Thank you for being a part. I'm going to drop this and I'm going to pin it to the top for you guys. All right, here we go. I'm going to pin this. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. And yeah, again, I'm dropping a course. I meant to say that. And the course is Cryptocurrency for Beginners, the ultimate guide to finding 100x altcoins. So this is a completely new course. I'm actually starting the first video today. So today I'm going to be dropping how to make mistakes and not lose any money with risk management. So I'm going to go into exactly how I can essentially, invest in crypto without losing money, right? Without getting wrecked, right? You could lose money short term, but long term you won't with this risk management strategy. I'm also teaching the second video, which will probably be tomorrow. I don't know the exact dates, but I'm going to be dropping this course like not all at once. I'm going to be doing it like individually so that I can answer all of your questions. That's another thing. In the communities, I answer every question, every DM. On social medias, I don't. So if you guys want all of that answered, both communities, I will answer every question. But the second video is going to be portfolio allocation. How much money should you put in crypto? Third video is going to be how to buy cryptocurrency for beginners in less than 60 seconds. My strategies have changed to buy crypto, and I'm going to show you guys easy ways of doing that. The fourth video is how to avoid all crypto scams for low risk profits. The fifth video is how to become consistently profitable trader and trading psychology. And then the last video is, of course, my proprietary method on how I find 100x altcoins, tiny crypto coins, and it's going to be a complete guide that you've never before seen on YouTube or anything like that. So again, both groups will get this course. Both groups are getting this course. Head to the link in the bio, depending on what you want, coaching or just the videos. It's up to you and blah, 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 blah. $10 a month is not that crazy. So take advantage, take advantage, take advantage. All right, guys. Let's jump into the actual topic of discussion today. We have 98 likes. Can you guys do me a favor and get that over 100? Like the video, 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 like the video. It's a lot of talking, okay? It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of talking when I could be researching, but I'm talking for you guys because we are very much in a very specific time. Let me pull up in the chart really quickly before I show you guys my screen share. We are above $60,000 Bitcoin. Let me pull up in the screen share. So you guys can hear it. I think you guys can see it and hear it. I think you can. So we're above like 60K right now. And that's pretty ridiculous. So as you can see here, this is the weekly time frame. If we look at the daily time frame, we're sitting above. This is like, guys, if you only understood how crazy it is that we are at this price range right now. Like, just understand how absurd that is, right? We're at $60,000. Now, I called it on my Twitter. I was wrong the first time. I said, hey, I think Bitcoin could break all-time high before the end of the year. And this was in 2023. I really did believe that. I was extremely bullish. I was maybe a little bit too bullish, but then I was wrong. And then I said, hey, there's a good chance. I didn't say we will. I said there's a good chance on both of them, by the way. These are just chances. Nothing's perfect. I don't have an oracle. I can't predict the future. But what I do know is I have a strategy, and the strategy works and is consistent. And I am consistent. And I've been calling for a bull run for a long time. And then the second time I said, hey, it could break all-time high before the next Bitcoin halving. Now, I believe that might have been the more educated and realistic approach, because Bitcoin is currently at 60K and the all-time high is at 69K. So we're talking about what? I was about to say a 3% increase. That could happen today. No, it's like a 7% increase or something like that. It is a, am I going crazy? Right? It's a 7% increase. So if we get a 7% increase from where we're currently at, 7 or 8%, because we're looking at the candlestick right there. Please understand candlesticks. 7 or 8% from where we're currently at, we will break all-time high for Bitcoin's price. Now, why do I think we're not going to have a major dump? There's a lot of people calling for a massive dump to like 25K BTC, 30K BTC. What's the biggest reason why I think that we're not going to have a dump? The biggest reason I don't have, like, there's just too much evidence that goes against that thought. The first is the Ethereum ETF approval. So this is happening. The odds are very high. And BlackRock is the one that submitted the ETF. I don't have a specific article for you. It's kind of irrelevant, but this is happening very soon. BlackRock was the first company to be accepted for the Bitcoin ETF. When Bitcoin got an ETF, the amount of money that came into Bitcoin was absurd. A lot of people didn't expect it to be that much. It was a lot. There was a lot of money that came into crypto, right? So that being said, when an Ethereum one happens, that means that there's going to be a lot more money. So maybe people don't really get this. I'm going to try to explain this as simply as possible. ETF approvals are extremely important because it allows anyone to get access and exposure to crypto. And the fact that they're positions, right? They're spots, not positions. They're spot approvals. So they're Bitcoin spot ETF approval means that when somebody buys Bitcoin on the ETF, so if I'm a grandpa, I'm like 70 years old, and I'm like, I want to buy crypto with my retirement. Well, you're 70, you probably won't. But if I had a retirement account and I wanted to buy crypto, there was no other way to do that, ever. There was never a way to do that. You have to pull the money out, pay taxes, and then go buy it. Now, I can simply allocate my portfolio to the ETF without paying any taxes, extremely simple. And it's the same thing for Ethereum. So we don't have that for Ethereum right now. There is no Ethereum ETF. So if the Bitcoin ETF had billions of dollars influxing into Bitcoin, then Ethereum will have the same effect. And all of this money will go into the various coins and the hype will increase like crazy. This is the most legitimate signal you could possibly get in all of cryptocurrency. There's nobody on earth that can say crypto is a scam anymore. If they do, they're ignorant. They're being ignorant because it has ETF approvals. Now, this will cause a major effect on everything. On everything in crypto, this will cause a major effect. And I would argue that Ethereum will get more adoption than Bitcoin. Let me say it again. I argue that Ethereum in the long term, maybe not this cycle, but in the long term, Ethereum will get more adoption than Bitcoin. Why? Because Ethereum has more utility. It has more potential. We're talking about Bitcoin just being gold, right? Basically, digital gold, versus Ethereum being everything. Like it's like gold versus everything. That's what Ethereum does. Ethereum monetizes everything. Ethereum turns digital everything into everything. So this is, we're talking about real estate, right? We're talking about, anything, like anything you could possibly think of, food, anything is going to turn into a digital form of that, right? NFTs, right? Gaming, all these different industries, AI, all of that can happen under Ethereum specifically. So the Ethereum approval actually, in my opinion, is bigger than the Bitcoin approval in the long run. Maybe not this cycle, but in the long run, I believe that it's way bigger. So it's time to start paying attention to that. That's the first big reason, is that we have the Ethereum ETF approval. And at the same time, the Bitcoin ETF approval has not gotten like its full adoption yet. Like it hasn't. So as a old person that doesn't understand crypto, I could buy Bitcoin and Ethereum from the comfort of my portfolio of whatever it's called, my retirement. From my retirement, I could buy the ETF without ever having to do anything. That is really, really, really big. It's bigger than you guys even think. It's bigger. It's like, I would argue, I would say, and I think there's probably not too many people that can refute me on this, is that the Bitcoin ETF approval is the #1 biggest event in all of cryptocurrency's history besides the creation of it. So obviously the creation of it is going to be the biggest event, but the ETF is the biggest. It's like it graduated. It graduated. And I know there's a lot of people that are bearish. Like there was, believe it or not, like there was people that thought Bitcoin was going to go down in price when the ETF got approved. That was ridiculous. That was like very off. So now people are saying the Bitcoin halving's coming and there's going to be a dip, which I understand. Like I get it. There was dips in the past. Let me show you. So this is the major reason I believe people are saying this. And I get it. I really do. Like I understand your concern, right? So this one right here is COVID, by the way. So this wasn't isolated to crypto. This was everything. So we have a major dip right before the Bitcoin halving right here. That major dip that's pretty big. That's 57%, 60%. That's pretty big. And that happened before the Bitcoin halving. Now, the reason why I don't think that's relevant is because this was a world event. This wasn't a cryptocurrency isolated event. Though I do think in the background, though, I think there was a move on crypto for sure. It took advantage of this for sure. But I believe it's a world event. It's COVID, right? We all know that. This was a world event. So do I see a world event coming? I don't know. I mean, this is why I use risk management, but like you can't prove that. I have something in this video, which we're going to be talking about. Like this video, share it with somebody else. I have something that I could prove. So I have data, I have research that I believe is unrefutable. I don't see any, but there is nobody on the internet talking about this. It's my proprietary information. There is nobody else. And for some reason, it blows my mind that people are not listening to it more. Because when I show you guys this data, it's gonna give you a lot of comfort in your investment because it's bullish right now. It's very bullish. So here's the second dip. I mean, you can call this a dip during the halving, right? So people are like, oh, there's gonna be a dip because every time there's a dip. Yes, that is true. But I believe that the data that I'm gonna give you is probably a little bit more important than these dips. And then we have a dip here. What is that? Let me delete that. Then we have a dip here, right? 28%. So there's 3 big dips that happen I mean, that's not really that big. That's normal. That's a small dip actually. We have that dip. This is again, a world thing. I don't think that was isolated to crypto. We have that dip as well. So there's usually a dip before the halving. Now it happened 3 times. So if there's one thing about crypto that you guys will start to figure out is like kind of like a common rule is that I believe personally that cryptocurrency will always do the exact opposite of most people are thinking. Like it's crazy. It's too unpredictable. This is why I don't day trade. This is why I can care less about technical analysis because none of those things made me money. What made me money is a predictable long-term strategy. That's what made me money. And that's what continues to make me money. And that's why I purchased, hundreds of thousands of dollars of Pendle Finance, and I'm up huge. I'm up very big. And like, guys, when something works, you stick to it. A lot of times the big thing in crypto, not just crypto, but it's pretty much everything in reality. People tend to overcomplicate stuff. What they tend to do is they tend to start adding things on and adding this new strategy and doing this new thing. And what happens is they become a master of nothing and they suck at everything. It's just usually how it works. So when I make my videos, you're not going to see a lot of like random stuff. You're going to see exactly what works from what's worked for me over time. As a crypto trader, as an investor, whatever you call yourself, there's going to be this exact cycle as you go through crypto. This exact cycle right here. One, you're going to get a new piece of information, a new way to analyze what you're doing, right? New piece of information, whether you get it from an article, you get it from a course, or you get it from a YouTuber, right? New piece of information. You are going to take action on the new information. Step two, you're going to input that new information into your strategy. And then step three, you're going to get the results from that information. And then you're going to see if that new piece of information worked or not. And you're going to go through thousands of versions of this. Hopefully your cycle is clean. A lot of people do this subconsciously. They don't know they're doing it, but they are. They don't know they're going through these cycles. And this is why I clearly explain it to you, because I went through probably 10,000s of these cycles. I mean, I've watched thousands of YouTube videos. I've been in so many different courses, all this, that, and the third. I've been through a lot in crypto, and I've gone through 10,000, 20,000 versions of this, being in crypto for 8 years. And I've come to a conclusion that the more pieces of information, the more data points you try to look at, the more analytics and short-term metrics that you look at, the worse off you become. This is so obvious. If there's a master, like any master knows this. It's the same thing with even like working out and things like that. Like, yeah, you can get super crazy and do all these crazy things, but really like what's the answer though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Look at the best bodybuilders and the best trainers. They're doing the same thing to a high level over and over again, and it's very simple and elegant. It's usually not super crazy and complex and things like that. It's not. It doesn't work that way. And so my strategy has been fine-tuned over 10,000, 20,000 versions of the cycle, and I've come to a conclusion that nothing really matters except for the Federal Reserve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys this chart. I'm going to show you guys this chart. And this chart basically maps out all of the, and I made a video on this before, maybe some of you know it, but this is a good refresher. It's a good refresher. This chart maps out all, oh, you guys are not seeing my chart. Hold on. There it is. This chart maps out all of the Federal Reserve's interest rate decisions from the beginning of Bitcoin, right? And I've used this chart to analyze risk on assets. I've used it to analyze stocks, and it's very, very consistent. It's very consistent. So before we go into this chart, I have to explain to you kind of like the background so you guys understand what's going on. So when I explain this chart, it will give you comfort. Just to give you a news flash so that everybody stops freaking out, I am not selling anything. I don't plan on selling anything. I think you're a fool, like you're being a fool. I don't want to attack people. Let me not be so aggressive, but I think it's very unwise to sell right before the Bitcoin halving to try to save on like a 20% dump. Like maybe there's a 20% dump, maybe. Trying to save on a 20% dump. If you have good risk management, that's irrelevant. Saving on a 20% dump is like, to me, is so risky, because we could break all-time high and go to 100K Bitcoin like now. This can happen. This is the biggest cycle of history. Like, people don't understand this. Like, I tried to explain it to you in the beginning. Like, this is the biggest cycle in history, The most money is involved with crypto. There is no bigger cycle. There is no bigger cycle in all of history of crypto. Let me say, like, speaking in Spanish, I'm going to write it on a screen. There's nothing bigger than what we're currently experiencing. There's no bigger legitimacy signal than the ETFs for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we don't know, like, I got to scream at you guys. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't. So it's pride, bro. It's pride that people are trying to predict the crash. Like, it's so like, what? Have you ever heard of a billionaire day trader? I'll wait. Leave it in the comment section below. Have you guys ever heard of a billionaire day trader? I'll wait. Like, for a second, I'll wait. The answer is no. Go to all of the biggest investors. Go to the top 10 billion. They either own a company or they're investors. They're long-term traders. The reason why they don't day trade is because it's a short man's game. Nobody does anything short term. If you play with the big dogs, they're doing things long term, guys. Eventually, you have to get out of this world, this short term world of like social media and like endorphins. Like these indicators are endorphins. They're endorphins. They're endorphins, guys. It's like this quick fix mentality. Like they don't trade like that. They don't. And if they do, if the big dogs are trading on that level, it's usually like algorithmic trading bots. Like, but not like the ones you buy for $14.99 from that guy on YouTube. I'm talking about the bots that nobody knows about. Like, man, there's all types of traps in crypto. It pisses me off. It really pisses me off, the misinformation all over cryptocurrency. It angers me. Like people ask me, they're like, oh, but what about this trading bot? It's like, do you think like money just gets printed out of thin air? Do you think, like, do people actually think that you're not supposed to work for your money? Like, do you think you could just turn this bot on, let it run, and somehow you're going to get rich and not have to do anything? Like, they're submitting to your cognitive biases. They're submitting to your cognitive biases, and people keep losing money and getting wrecked. They're submitting to your cognitive biases by saying the market's going to dump with no data to back it up. It's so childish. It's childish. It bothers me. It bothers me because I feel bad. I feel bad that like you could do significantly less, stop consuming so much information and make way more money. But for some reason, people go headfirst into these concepts that are so short term. You are going to have to work for it. If you want to get rich in crypto, you're going to have to work for it. There's no way around it. I'm sorry. I'm going to rain on your parade. You cannot follow someone's buy and sell calls or buy a Bitcoin miner or buy a trading bot and not do anything and make money. If the strategy is in your head, if in your head you're like, oh wait, I don't have to work hard and I can still make money. If that is in your head, you have already lost. You lost the game. If in your head, the strategy of why you go in that direction is because it's easy, you lost. You lost. I don't like easy. I like facts. I like real. Because it might seem easy short term, but in the long run, it's not easy because you never get the result that you're looking for, and it actually takes longer than the long run. If you just prioritize hard work, dedication, and good research and stop worrying about everybody's piece of information on YouTube, like adding all of it together is going to help you. If you just focus on working hard and developing good research principles, it will work. If the free information is, you're gonna get got. You're gonna get hit. Free information, boy. Oh man, those free Telegram groups is toxic. It's echo chambers. They ain't nothing free about a free group. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. There is nothing free about a free group. So, oh man, I just had to get that out because I see people doing it. I'm just like, bro, it's sad. I don't like it. I'm making a stand. Let's look at some comments. Oh man, Ray Dalio. Yeah, you guys getting it. The sheep don't want to work hard. It's actually good to be a sheep. People don't get this. It's actually good to follow people. You're supposed to be able to follow people that know more than you. So you're supposed to like find someone that knows more than you and then be a sheep. That's what you're supposed to do. I know that the mainstream society doesn't talk about that. They talk about being a goat. Do people even know why like people say goat versus a sheep? Sheep are good at following and they're humble, and goats are like all over the place and always wild. It's actually better to be a sheep, but follow the right person. But I get what you're saying. All right, I'm gonna have to block this dude because he's annoying. Yeah, that guy's annoying, man. All right, trying to answer you guys some more questions. All right. what are the chances Ethereum if ETF doesn't get approved? So that's a good question. What are the chances they don't? I mean, BlackRock has only had one denial in the history of all of its approvals. So there's like 575 acceptance and one denial. So chances are very low. Yeah, chances are very low. All right. My 100x long is up 2,400%. Yeah, but you probably put like $10 in. This is not good. I do not like, I think scalp trading is trash. I'm just gonna be honest. I just gotta be straight up sometimes. Scalp trading is, I gotta draw a line in the sand. I do not know billionaire scalp traders. I don't even know millionaire scalp traders. I haven't found one yet. And I had a lot of scalp traders in my group at one point. A lot. Like a lot. And yeah, it's not, I don't think it's good at all. 100x leverage is trash. It's rookie. It's rookie stuff, in my opinion. All right. Let's get into the main topic of discussion here. Should you sell? Why you shouldn't? Things like that. It's gonna be the meat of the video. If you guys could do me a favor, like this video, share it with a friend, share it with somebody that needs some help in crypto. And we're gonna run through this, and I think this is gonna be the most interesting part of the video. So let's look at it. So this is essentially every decision the Federal Reserve has made since Bitcoin has come out, right? So there's typically like three major decisions that they do. The first one is they print money. The second one is they do nothing. And then the third one is they essentially take money out of the system. It's not really stopping the printer. It's actually the opposite. It's actually like vacuuming money out of the system. So that's the best way to explain it. They vacuum money out of the system, they print money, or they do nothing. So what I did is I took all of these decisions and I've color coded Bitcoin's price to see how it affects Bitcoin. Now, the important part about the Federal Reserve is that they're at the top of the top of the top. Now, this requires a little bit of financial background. You can take my word for it. You can do your own research. I recommend doing your own research. It's very important. So at the top is the Federal Reserve. Why? Because they control the printing and vacuuming of what? United States dollar. They control the dollar. They control the decision that happens to the United States dollar. And guess what? The United States dollar is the biggest world reserve currency on planet Earth. This is the biggest one. There's nothing even close. And every other currency is denominated in USD. Meaning, if you go to, I don't know, Japan, they're going to have, what is it, JPY to USD. They value their dollar on US dollars. Gold is valued in what? Gold is valued in US dollars. Yes, there's other pairs, right? There's gold to euros and things like that. But the biggest one that has the most denominations, that has the most pairs, that is the biggest, big dog, there's no denying what I'm saying here. Everybody agrees with this, is the United States dollar. They control the world's currencies. They are at the tippy top. So if we have a mechanism, which is the Federal Reserve, controlling the printing and everything that happens with the US dollar, they, in effect, have control over all other currencies. I believe that this is the biggest control mechanism in the physical world. Obviously, I believe there's a spiritual world. We're not going to get into that. In the physical world, I believe this Federal Reserve has the biggest, I repeat, the biggest control mechanism on the face of the planet. Like, I think, like, if there was an Illuminati, it'd be the Federal Reserve. Like, the people that control the Federal Reserve will be the Illuminati. Like, that's it. They're the biggest because they control all of money. Money controls corporations. Money controls the government. Money controls wars. Money controls every major event in human history, basically. And if they control that, then they have the upper hand. They have won the 3D chess move. When they created the Federal Reserve, they won. They took control of the earth. That is what I believe. I've done extensive research on this belief. I've looked into the history of American money. I've looked into the history of all money. I've done my due diligence. There's pretty much nobody that denies what I'm saying right now because it's true. So if you want to figure out what is going to happen to money, then you might as well look at how the money is controlled, right? So the trickle-down effect typically goes like this. And let me just make sure there's no crazy comments. Yeah, the trickle-down effect goes like this. Federal Reserve makes a decision. It directly affects the United States dollar, which directly affects risk on assets, like a stock and things like that. There's other risk on assets. I'm not going to go into it, but it affects stocks. And in that category of risk on asset is crypto. That directly affects Bitcoin. Then Bitcoin directly affects Ethereum, and then Ethereum directly affects all of the altcoins. Let me say it again. At the tippy top is the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve makes a decision on what to do with the money. From that decision, it affects it affects the dollar, then risk on assets. Bitcoin's in that category. Then Bitcoin affects Ethereum, and Ethereum affects all of the other altcoins. So if we can predict what happens to the Federal Reserve, then we'd be substantially ahead of the curve. We'll be way further ahead of the curve than anybody else. And that's what I did with Pendle Finance. This is why I was able to be so aggressive with putting a lot of money into a altcoin, which at the time was very risky. Pendle Finance was not a big altcoin. At 5x since I purchased it, and I believe it could do bigger numbers. I don't think it's done. But the reason why I have so much conviction, it wasn't really like, if you guys been watching my YouTube channel, it really wasn't the fact that I bought an altcoin. Like, great, I called it 5x altcoin. I've done that so many times. That wasn't the part that I believe deserved recognition. I think the main part, the value of what I did was that I put 50% of everything I had into it. That is what people are not comprehending. It was an aggressive move on a high risk play that played out for me big time. It played out for me huge. So the reason, I would say the two biggest reasons why I had so much conviction is basically means like I really believe. The reason why I really believed that is because of this chart that I'm showing you, the Federal Reserve, combined with the fundamental analysis system that I used to find the coin in the first place, which it's called, yeah, I've talked about that before. So I'm going to go into this chart. This chart predicts the direction of markets. This chart predicts, and nope, it's not like a automatic thing. This is my research. I give it away in CoinPix Inner Circle, as well as my groups. You guys can, head on over there if you want. It's pinned to the top, but you could just see it here too. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to open it up, and we're going to, now that you understand the background of everything, then you'll get like what it means, right? So the red is when they print money. So if you see red or pink, the darker the red, which pink is like a light red, I guess. So the pink is when they printed money a little bit. The dark red is when they went all out printing, right? The white is when interest rates are at 0. And the yellow is when they did nothing. And then the green is when they vacuumed money out of the system. So when they took money out of the system, that's the green. So as you can see right here, people are calling for a dump, but they don't know why. This was why. The reason why this went down is because of the big event, COVID, dropped the market, and then they printed money to make up for it. But as you can see, you could have predicted this if you were watching my indicator. There was a big sign here. They printed a little bit of money right there. That was a big sign. And at this moment is when I would have probably sold all of my crypto, like right here. And this is the same strategy I'm going to continuously use, even this cycle. We are in no way, shape, or form in that territory. There's no pink, there's no red, there's no nothing. There's no nothing. And I've gone through multiple videos where I showed this. I'm not going to show it today. But basically, if you noticed, it's pretty straightforward. The yellow is when they do nothing. The green is when they increase interest rates. And let me explain this very briefly because it's important. So again, when they print money, that's equivalent to them lowering interest rates. So when they lower interest rates are basically how much it costs to take a loan out. So if I have $1,000 and the interest rate is 10% versus having $1,000 and the interest rate is 3%, then I'm going to more likely take out money if the interest rate is 3%. So when they print, they're not actually printing money on a printer. What they're doing is they are lowering interest rates and making it easier to borrow capital. And that's how all of the money comes out. People are like, oh, digital currencies are scam. 95% of all money is in a computer system somewhere. So it's already digital. So the money that you say is a scam is already digital. So that's what happens. A whole bunch of people take out loans. A whole bunch of big corporations start taking out high, low interest loans, and boom, boom, boom. That's where the money printing comes into play. Now you have to ask the question, if they are lowering interest, what is the reason behind that? Why would they do that, right? Why? You have to ask that question. And this is actually contrary to pretty much what every macro investor I've seen believes. The macro investors believe that when they increase interest rates, which is the green, like we talked about, and I'm going to show you the data, when they increase interest rates, oh, it's harder to borrow money. That means that the stock market and risk on assets are going to drop. It's harder to borrow money, so risk on assets are going to drop because there's not enough money to be invested in the risk on assets. I get it. I mean, it sounds good in theory, but it's not what the data says. The data says that when they make the cost of borrowing more expensive, people want to put their money somewhere that's going to make more money. For some reason, that's what it says. I mean, not for some reason, it's obvious. When they print money, it's typically, this is where you guys listen. This is where you take a second, breathe, and listen. When they print money, it's typically to fix something. Printing money to the Federal Reserve is like going to the emergency room when you broke a leg. That is what the Federal Reserve does. The reason why they print is because something catastrophic happened. And that is why the market reacts in such a negative way. That's why everything dumps. Because the Federal Reserve only prints in emergency situations. So it's like to fix the emergency situation is why the Federal Reserve prints. Now, when the market is good and there's nothing going on, the Federal Reserve has no reason to print. Why? Because the Federal Reserve is always trying to lower the inflation of the economy. So now we have another metric. I'm gonna throw another one in there. It's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get a little crazy, but hear me out. There's another metric, and the Federal Reserve is kind of controlled by this metric as well. Inflation. Inflation is the amount of money that's printed from the monetary supply. So if inflation is too high, everybody starts pointing fingers at the Federal Reserve and they get mad at them like, hey, inflation's too high, lower inflation. Why? Because if I have $10,000 and inflation's at 50%, I have effectively lost half of my purchasing power. There's a difference between money and purchasing power. Purchasing power is how much your money is actually worth. And money is just money, right? Everybody knows what money is. So if inflation is too high, everybody gets mad at the Federal Reserve. So they don't want inflation high. So they use this printing as lightly as they possibly can. Like they do not want to print money. Like they try everything in their power not to print money. Because if they do, inflation goes through the roof. And if inflation goes through the roof, that means everybody in the world, not just the United States. Let me say this, it's very clear. It's very specific. Everybody in the world loses money. If everybody in the world loses money from a Federal Reserve decision, they got heat on them. And they don't want to do that. So they use this printing mechanism as lightly as they possibly can. They try not to print. So when we see a major printing event, there's something wrong, bro. There's something wrong if they're printing money. If they're printing money, there's a sign that there's something wrong. There's something very, very, very wrong. And vice versa. When they're not printing money, then the Federal Reserve thinks that everything's cool. It's chill. So let me ask you a question. Now that I've put it in that perspective, would you rather have your money in the market when something's wrong and when there's a major emergency event? Or would you rather have it in the market in the opposite way? You would rather have your money in the market when everything's cool and chill. Boom. I just given you guys a completely different perspective that you've probably never heard of. On the internet, they say the exact opposite, and it's for good reason, bro. If you guys get free information, like you are basically like, I don't know how many Black Mirror movies you guys have to watch to understand that the mainstream media is not for you. I don't know how many. Like how many do you have to watch to realize that there's an indoctrination going on, right? Like they're indoctrinating you into believing certain things. For example, indicators, they're indoctrinating you. Yes, you should learn them. Great. Should you use them in your trading? I don't use any of them. They're indoctrinating you into learning these things because they can use it as a manipulation vehicle. In crypto, I know crypto, I don't know other places, but in crypto, maybe it's a little ignorant, but it's my belief. I can't really back it up. Nobody can back up the flip side either. That technical analysis is a great system to just finesse people. Like I genuinely believe that This system is, maybe it wasn't made for this intention, but I genuinely believe that everybody like sees these clear patterns and technical analysis. Like they're watching it. It's clear as day, like head and shoulders. This is a clear signal. There's like a 98% chance it's going to go in this direction. And then boom, the whales and the big liquidity know this, and they're watching the head and shoulders as well. And they finesse you. Like I'm like so convinced. Like, and there's a lot of traders that I look at that believe that as well. And this is why I don't look short term, because it's a big manipulation game and the odds are stacked against you. And there's guys with billions and millions of dollars that are against you, and they know how to finesse you better than anyone you've ever met. And they have a lot of dollars behind it, and they'll do everything they can to finesse you out of your money. That is trading. That is crypto. You must invest long term, and you have to keep it simple, and you cannot do all these crazy things. This is why the Federal Reserve is so important. So if we come back over to the Federal Reserve, it's very simple and straightforward, right? We have this big major event, market drops, right? But look on the flip side. We have them vacuuming money out of the system, meaning it's showing confidence. The Federal Reserve is pretty confident to the point where they're trying to lower inflation. They're trying to fix inflation. But Alex, we still have a fall. That's right. We do. Why? Because now we're looking, remember, we're talking about Federal Reserve, but now we're looking at crypto. In crypto, there's always a top in the middle of the cycle. So my biggest sell indicator is two things. The first indicator is any type of printing. When the printing comes, the market will fall. The second indicator is when, like somewhere in the middle of the cycle, we're gonna see a top. So yeah, we'll know as we get closer, but somewhere in the middle of the cycle, we're gonna see a top. Those are my two indicators of when to sell. Everything else is irrelevant. Let me be straight up with you guys. This video is gonna hold true for a long time. Like the entire cycle, the next 2 years, unless I find something else is better, this video will hold true. I will not sell until those two events happen. I won't. Even if crypto drops like 40%, I still think the risk is too high to miss out on everything that's about to happen. Now, I'll probably take, I doubt it. Something has to convince me to take profits. I'm sorry. I don't see a reason why. I don't. And I actually said it the other day in my group. Probably the only reason I'll take profits is to cycle it into another coin, which is not, I'm still keeping risk. So there's probably some coins I have that they're up pretty big, and I want to cycle the profits back into something else, but I'm not gonna cash out, is what I'm saying, for a long time. Oh, someone said we're printing now. No, they're not. So the exact opposite of printing is happening. So if you look at, that's a good question. So the Federal Reserve meeting is March 19th to 20th. If you look at the PDF, as you can see here, the federal funds rate is 5 1/4 to 5.5%. So that being said, they're essentially doing nothing. They stayed the same. So if you look at this chart, they're doing the opposite of printing. They're increasing interest rates. The green is increasing interest rates. They're doing the opposite. That's their position. But recently they stayed stable. So we're like right here. We're not doing anything. So that's like here. Like the best way I can explain that is actually right here. Right here. And then it led to the big bull run. This is like perfect actually. We're right here. So yeah, that's how I'm moving. Remember guys, the most significant, oh, you guys weren't looking at a chart. Sorry. Let me pull up in the screen share again. So what I meant is we're like here. We're right here, right? Where the interest rates are increasing, and right here nothing was happening. So interest rate increased, nothing's happening. That's where we're at right here. We're just like if you see the white, this is where interest rates were zero. Interest rates were zero. Interest rates 0, 0, 0, 0. And then they started increasing interest rates. Then they paused. So we're like right here for real. And look what happened right after. So really for me, this is like, I was telling my brother yesterday, we're at like dump as much cryptocurrency into the market as you possibly can mode. I get it. People on the internet say what they want. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. I don't care. I don't invest off of emotions. I don't care how they feel. I don't care about short-term indicators. I care about what works. So if somebody could refute this, let me know. But I don't care about short-term indicators. They are irrelevant to me because that is what my data has shown me. And I'm sticking to my guns. And yeah, unless somebody can tell me otherwise. All right. And then, yeah, the Bitcoin halving is in 52 days. This number could increase depending on the difficulty it is to mine a Bitcoin. So I've seen it go up and like down and sideways. We don't know for sure. 52 days. So just keep it like, I rather underestimate it. Like, okay, it's probably like 45 days, right? Like just underestimate it because you just don't know. So the whole point of this is to essentially just prepare yourself. Now's not the time to sell, bro. Now's the time to get as much capital as you possibly can into the market and think about those type of things. Like don't dump it all. Like you shouldn't have 100% of your money in crypto. You should use risk management, which is a whole nother topic of conversation, which by the way, if you guys didn't know, if you're new to cryptocurrency or if you're tired of losing money, the biggest reason I've identified in crypto of why people lose money, the biggest reason, it's the biggest reason I lost money. It's the biggest reason all of my members lost money. It's the biggest reason why a lot of YouTubers lost money is because of pride. By far the biggest reason. You know, if you want to become a professional basketball player and you really want to go to the NBA and making six figures or making $1 million in crypto is like going to the NBA. It's pretty difficult. It's not going to be easy, especially if you're starting off with small capital. It's easier than other industries. It's not like the NBA is way more difficult, I would say, but it's still difficult. And I'm not going to sit here and baby you guys. But if you did want to go to the NBA, what you don't do is try to do it by yourself. That's what you don't do. You do not try to do it by yourself, because if you do it by yourself, the chances of you going to NBA are slim to none. You need coaches, you need mentors, you need other people that are actually better than you at basketball, playing with them. You need people around you. It's as simple as that. This is not like a eureka moment. That's the beauty. That's what I'm trying to explain about pride. It's like you probably like, Alex, why didn't you say that education is the biggest reason? Why? Because it's not education. Education is not the biggest reason why people fail. Like lack of education is not the biggest reason. It's pride. It's pride. Pride is the biggest reason why people fail, because pride holds you back from education. Pride is a thing that's before education. If you have pride, you don't listen. If you have pride, you don't invest in educational materials. If you have pride, you think you could do it by yourself. And these are all of the characteristics of somebody, number one, that I do not want to work with at all, because I know that type of person. That used to be me. And number two, the characteristics of someone that's probably going to lose all of their money in crypto. You cannot listen to other people. If you cannot humble yourself, you're already lost. If you think, I'm going to go through all of you already lost, right? If you think it's going to be quick and easy, you're already lost. You're already lost. If the decisions you make in your head are moving towards comfort, you're already lost. If you think that you could do this without putting it in work, you're already lost. If you think that you could do this in pride and thinking you don't have to listen to nobody or invest in yourself at all, you're already lost. Like these things, you're already lost. If you're not willing to buy books, research, and put in work, you're already lost. If you think that you don't have enough time, you're already lost. Like I can keep going forever, for sure. Because like these are the characteristics of somebody that's just not real. They're not really committed. They really don't want it. And the only people that make it in this industry are people that want it. And newsflash, just like every other industry. So maybe the same patterns that you're doing with crypto is a reflection from other areas in your life. Now I'm getting deep and I got to calm down a little bit. All right. I'm getting a little bit too deep. Maybe the way you're thinking about crypto came from something in your childhood, because that's how it was for me. Ooh, we're getting deep. We're getting deep. Maybe the reason that you're not winning in crypto is because you didn't make it to the basketball team. Just like me. Just like me. Some people are getting hit. Or maybe you didn't make it to soccer. Or maybe somebody rejected you when you were younger, and it caused you to be this way where you don't want to listen to people. This is me. So some of you got some real work to do on yourselves. It's not the education that's a problem. There's so much free information on the internet. It's unlimited how much free information. It's really the pride. The pride and the rejection. Somebody said it there. With great pride comes a great fall. Correct. And I am the perfect example of that. The reason why I can speak to you this way and tell you about what comes after pride is because I was one of the biggest prideful people you could probably experience ever. And I had a great fall. And I'm actually thankful for it. It actually brought me to Christ. I understand God now. And he took the pride away from me completely. Not completely. We all have issues. But I'm free. I'm free. And it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. But I don't want you to go through the pain that I went through. There was countless mornings of just crying uncontrollably from the things that I did. There's a lot of people I hurt from the pride that I've had. There's a lot of failed relationships. Just a lot of destruction that comes from pride that I didn't have to go through. And neither do you. There's a lot of lost money. I mean, pretty much every negative thing in physical reality came after my pride. Everything. So the reason why I'm so aggressive on it, and the reason why I say this is because I genuinely don't want you guys to get hurt. I'm just being honest. And I know some of you are like, okay, like it kind of resonates with me. Take a deep breath and relax and be like, okay, relax. Okay. It's no big deal. We all have issues. We all make decisions. We all make mistakes. And there's nothing wrong with that. But this is where you change. This is where you change and be like, okay, this is where I'm going to become a better person. I'm going to listen more. I'm going to listen with intent. I'm going to take notes when videos come out instead of like just watching it for entertainment. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to take some ice baths. You guys should take ice baths. Seriously. Ice baths is another level. I know I saw some videos of Andrew Tate like, ice baths are for wussies. I'm like, bro, go look at, there's dude I've been watching, Gary Brecka. I know you guys heard of him. Gary Brecka, he's legit. He believes in ice baths. And there's a lot of people that believe in ice baths. And not only do I know the scientific proof behind it, but I also take an ice bath myself. And I believe in it from the effects that I immediately feel. So yeah, I love you guys so much. Let me answer some questions for a little bit. You're 5'10", bro, not NBA material. I'm 6 foot. And I'm going to dunk soon. Watch. I'm going to dunk on you, bro. Alexander, you taught me a winning crypto strategy from your content in 2021. Nice, Harry. Nice, Harry. Well, I'm old enough to be Alex's grandpa, but I'm still learning from him. That's humble. That's humility, though. That's humility. That's hard to do. That's hard to do. Buy Hedra and hold. Pass. I got to pass. I got to stop doing it. Bro reading me like a book. Yeah. It's because I've gone through it, man. I could dunk. All right, leave me alone. I can't dunk yet, but I'm gonna dunk. Watch. Give me like 2 months, 3 months. You're truly generous. I said it before. You dropped fundamental economic data for free, and it permanently changed my life, Alex. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. Does a cold shower do the trick? Yes, the cold shower, from what I've heard, it's good. Ice is expensive. It cost me like $20 a day, which sucks. But I bought an entire like ice machine thing. You could do cold shower though. I've heard a lot of good things about cold shower. It's pretty good. Hey Alex, good to see you, man. I love you too, bro. I love you guys so much. I really appreciate you for sticking around. Meme coins this run. I'm scared of meme coins, but I know they're the best. So I'm gonna look into meme coins. I'm gonna develop a system, a new and improved system. I have an old system, but I gotta tackle that in a professional way, because I'm different now. I'm more professional at what I do. But a meme coin system is gonna be completely different than the way I'm currently researching. Do I follow Superman? Not really. I don't follow. Disclaimer. I don't follow any influencer right now. I don't follow any. Like, I don't watch their videos is what I'm saying. Like, I know them, I just don't watch their videos. And you know, I probably will soon. It just depends. I just seen too much fluff information. I gotta find the right ones. That makes. Do you think the market is overheated short term? That's just a question I'm not going to answer because it doesn't matter to me. Buy a chest freezer and fill it with water. I did that one time. It's legit. You just got to be careful with it, and you got to do it the right way. Nobody's professional. It's crypto. That's not true. What are you talking about? Bitcoin and cryptos have an ETF. That's the most professional indicator you can get. Okay. All right. So the coin questions, I can't do it. So really quickly though, before we go into anything else, if you're new here, I just dropped an entire, well, I haven't dropped it yet, but today's the first video. I'm dropping a course. It's basically a completely new course. It's for both of my groups. If you click the link at the top of the chat box, click that link and join. There's going to be two different groups. One of them is if you have 2,000 plus to invest in crypto. One of them is if you have less than 2,000 to invest in crypto. Both groups are going to get this course, and this course is going to go over exactly all of the new and improved Alex beginner tutorials. So the first one is going to be created today, and today we're going to be doing how to make mistakes and not lose any money with risk management. That's going to be the video today. We're also going to be talking about portfolio allocation, how much money you should put in crypto, how to buy cryptocurrency in less than 60 seconds, the professional way where you don't lose money. We're also going to be talking about how to avoid all crypto scams for low risk profits, how to become a consistently profitable trader, and how to 100x your money with tiny crypto coins. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. I've seen it. I've done it with Ethereum. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, hit me up on Instagram. That's the best way, but really I can't answer all the Instagram stuff. I think the best thing you could do is the groups. It's like one of the groups is $10 a month. Like if you don't have a lot of money to commit, that's fine. Just go for the $10 a month group. It's CoinPix Army. There I answer all of your questions. So I'm making a commitment to my groups until further notice that I'm going to try to answer every single one of your questions. So you can send me a DM right now in CoinPix Inner Circle, and I will answer it within the next 24 to 48 hours. Let me say it again. If you want to ask me any question about your portfolio, anything you need, send me a DM in any of my CoinPix groups, even the $10 a month one. If there's a $10, if you want to join that one, it's only $10 a month. That's CoinPix Army. You can ask me any question you want. And these courses are coming out today. Today's the first course. Tomorrow's going to be a second, and I'm going to be dropping them every so often. So I hope to see you guys on the other side. I'm going to be making more YouTube videos. I got a good flow and I got a good flow. I got things are happening, guys. The bull run is here. I'm going to be hiring people. It's going to be a bright future. I'm making a lot of money off crypto. Hopefully you're making a lot of money off crypto. You know, I encourage you guys to push harder and harder. Do more work. Watch less Netflix. I mean, we all watch Netflix. I watch Netflix too, but watch less. Do more work. Clean up your house, clean up your body, do the right things. And yeah, you'll be successful this crypto cycle. I think a lot of you will. I just got to be hard on you. I got to be hard on you. And, you know, really show you guys what it takes to be successful. Because if I show you, then there's more of a chance that you guys will do it as well. Thank you for joining the live stream. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. If you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Talk to you guys later. Be easy.